Well, hello good people, I'm Dmitry. We just got to HyperX. It's a rainy day outside, but beautiful on the inside. And HyperX is branching out with their own mechanical switches, which is pretty awesome. Obviously, they have many mechanical keyboards, but them making their own switch is very exciting. And they have a new headset, and audio is really part of their identity. So let's go check it out. But huge thanks to Fantex and SteelSeries for making our Computex possible. Woohoo!
Alright, so it looks like Dimitri isn't really interested in taking a closer look at the new keyboard and the headset, so he just passed over that to me. But I'm actually excited to go over them. I don't know what you're doing, man, but nonetheless, I've been using HyperX keyboards in the past. You certainly have.
I have too, yep.
I've enjoyed them. I mean, you certainly have enjoyed them. I love their headsets. They're great, and I'm assuming that a lot of you guys are actually interested in what they're offering for now, especially with the mechanical keyboard that you know, they've designed basically a new switch, which is really interesting. Now, at first glance, the design of the Alloy Origins looks very familiar to the original Alloy FPS keyboard. So it's the same compact design with the aluminum frame and the plastic body underneath. Unfortunately, there isn't a TKO version of this keyboard. The cable is removable as the original variant, but this time they've switched over to USB Type-C, which is very refreshing to see on a keyboard. Now, there isn't a detachable wrist rest included with this keyboard, and it sort of makes sense because HyperX originally designed the Alloy FPS and the Alloy Origins to people who are really looking for a relatively portable keyboard, especially for esport gamers or someone who's, you know, thinking about getting a full-size mechanical keyboard that's fairly portable. Now, the main highlight of the Origins is the introduction of the HyperX Red Switch, not to be confused with Cherry MX. So it still requires 45 grams of actuation force, just like the MX Reds, but the actuation point is at 1.8 millimeters versus 2 millimeters with a shorter travel distance. They're also rated for up to 80 million clicks, so certainly a lot more durable than Cherry. Now, after spending a short time playing around with it, I actually really enjoyed this key design. Coming to think of it, they did feel a lot more like Gateron Red switches, although HyperX, you know, they don't claim that they partnered up with Gateron in this case. But either way, I really liked it, and I can't wait to get my hands on it to give you guys sort of my full kind of experience using this keyboard. Rgb lighting is here as always. That's more dynamic with consistent spill across the frame. It's also fairly brighter, which is nice. Now there are 3 onboard profiles built in for on-the-go lighting and macro settings, and it also has support for the Ingenuity software, so you can customize per key lighting, which is nice. Pricing is not available yet, and HyperX wouldn't mention if these new switches would cost more or less than Cherry equivalents. Personally, I'm hoping that the Origins will be less, since the Gateron switches cost less than Cherry switches, and like I said, the new HyperX Red switches feel a lot like Gateron. Now, moving on to the Cloud Alpha gaming headset, I do remember taking a look at the Cloud Alpha a little while ago, and if you're interested in checking that out, link will be right over here. But I really enjoyed, you know, what that headset offered, especially for the price point. It was super comfortable. I mean, the build quality was fantastic, and the dual chamber driver design was just fabulous. Now, this is the Alpha S that takes that formula and adds a few upgraded features. Now, it isn't meant to replace the original Alpha, but it is more expensive. Unfortunately, HyperX didn't tell us how much it's going to cost, but you can expect it to be a little north of $100. When you look at the driver design, nothing really has changed with the Alpha S. I mean, you still get the same dual chamber drivers. There's also the same removable microphone setup, as well as the removable cable as well. But there is a minor change here. You actually get an included or an additional virtual 7.1 surround sound inline control box that includes, you know, your audio and game chat balance controls. Now, interestingly enough, you'll find bass slider adjustments on each ear cups for some reason, and I don't think a lot of people will actually take advantage of something like this. I do like the overall design of this headset. I mean, first of all, I do love the blue accents. It's certainly a step, you know, different. It's a step back from the whole red and black design that HyperX is going for in the first place. So I really appreciate that. But that about wraps up our coverage at HyperX. Let me know what you guys think about the Alloy Origins keyboard as well as the Alpha S. I'm actually more particularly interested on the keyboard because of the new switches that HyperX has designed, which are the red switches. Again, like I said, they do feel a lot familiar like Gateron Reds, and I'm liking, you know, the overall feel of it. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about it in the comments down below. I'm Ibra with Hardwarecanucks. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to check out some relevant content over here. Subscribe to our Boot Sequence channel for the latest news and updates. And we'll see you in the next one.